The COPPA rule, in spite of the Federal Trade Commission's talking head that talked about fish in a barrel, which is a dumb thing to do, and I will just call him the fish in the barrel guy, did not mention, and apparently is either ignorant of or doesn't want anyone to hear about, the possible things I'm going to talk about in this video. The title of the video will compact everything into a very, very nice little thought-terminating cliche title, because that's how large the title is. The Children's Online Privacy Protection Act had ruling changes over the years, one in 2015 and one in 2018. I do not know if these are going to be able to be applied, even though they obviously should. Everybody has noticed the idea that if you have to say that your page or video, individual video, that's not very fine-grained, is directed only at children or only at adults, there's this gray area in the middle, and it's not a gray area, where it's directed at everybody, and why isn't there a general audience button? There's supposed to be. YouTube ignored the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, again, because the FTC made a safe harbor, an exception, rule set in 2015, 2018, probably. Now, one of them was talking mostly about video games, but that doesn't matter because of the status of video games now, including the annoying habit of service as a product we're going to take advantage of. And the other one is another rule that was overt about sharing the actual personal information. This is a very simple thing, but why is YouTube hiding this? Okay, well, maybe they're not. COPPA only itself, the law original, covers information collected online from children. Now, everybody should have thought of this. Under what conditions is it not covered? Now, I obviously brought up the basic one in most of my videos, where it's supposed to only cover a website collecting data. YouTube trying to apply it to us is obviously a misuse of it. Hearing the FTC guy talk about it like it's supposed to apply to us doesn't make any fucking sense. But let's ignore his dumb ass for a minute and get on with it. What doesn't it cover? And what does not trigger it being allowed in a courtroom? Information that might pertain to children that was collected by adults and proffered. I know this sounds obvious, but if you upload a video and you say your kid's name, the Children's Online Protection Act doesn't work anymore because you're the adult, and by nature of your action, you've given consent to having that personal information revealed. A picture of their face, their name, I guess social security number. If you were to say a kid's name while they're on camera and they nod their head, legally speaking, it's implied consent because you're the adult who's the only one who can give consent. This only applies for the privacy part of it. The rest of it has to do with marketing and stuff. If someone overtly tells you, "Hi, my name is Sam Smith," I can't flag them for posting my name. I've already doxed myself. Now, I know that sounds like a weird thing to apply here, but remember, this is the Children's Online Privacy Act. It really has nothing to do with anything YouTube's bringing up. They're doing a distraction here. They're trying to keep you from looking behind the curtain. It cannot be covering, and it can't be triggered, and it shouldn't be used or misused by anybody for information that might pertain to a kid that is offered or proffered by adults that are presumed at that point to have gotten permission from the parents or be the parent. And I don't know if you know this already, but in YouTube's community guidelines, they already have a rule that says if you're a parent, or if you're a parent recording their child, you are giving implied consent. They already have that out. So the FTC, if they said, this YouTube channel here features children data, YouTube would just clap back and say, it's got the parent on camera, they're doing it on their own. We don't have any control over what the parent does, and that's by definition, that's one of the safe harbors. All right, let's continue. Information that may pertain. And it's also not allowed on a general audience website. A website that isn't specifically directed at children, it cannot be applied to. YouTube is by definition, because it says it's supposed to be for kids 13 and over, and it has a kids version, is overtly telling people it's a general purpose website, a general audience website, and they've already done due diligence to separate out the data. Yeah, they got fined for deliberately breaking the rule, but we didn't do it. But They've always stated it's a general audience website, and they have an age gate where you have to type in and have an account for certain content that's obviously grown-ups only. Any non-child directed portion of the website or product, any mixed audience website, or if the primary audience of the website or product is not just children. Fortnite's played by grown-ups. It actually, you can look this up. This is where the video game thing comes in. If you make a video game, and by its nature it has to keep your IP address because it's a game you play online, if its only audience was kids, that's one thing. If its only audience is adults, it's fine. But if you make it a general audience thing, legally speaking, you're in the clear for something really simple. It's presumed that you're going to dumb it down a bit so that it isn't offensive for anybody. As long as you don't make it to where it endangers children or allows an overt breaking of their security features, you're cool. Google did a real name policy that children followed verbatim and outed themselves and doxed themselves about 4 years ago. Google's guilty of this. They actually told children they had to offer their information or state they were under 13, and effectively they just started banning kids. So the kids got around the rule. YouTube broke a bunch of laws we did not break. I don't have the ability to break COPPA at all, and this is a general audience website, and none of my content's directed at children. But if it was mixed content, the child portion of it, if I made something that was directed to kids, like if you're a kid, the 6 minute and 50-second mark of this video will be for you. So therefore, this will be the part that can cause me to be banned, and I'll do it at the 6:49. Don't do drugs. That concludes the child-directed part of the video. Literally, if it's mixed content, the rest of it, if I say the word fuck right now, I'm not in violation. Reality is mixed content. If you record reality, some part of it might have a clown on a unicycle, and then it might change out for the Unipiper dressed as Darth Vader playing a dirge. The part that's for kids has got to have no ads on it. The part that doesn't have them in can have ads. The reason that someone is proffering, claiming to be a online media lawyer, in one of it's the only video I'm going to link below, is based on something really simple. Now, he's doing the whole we have an inside whistleblower thing, but at this point, I'll take his word for it because I can double check what he said. Partially. The reason YouTube didn't implement this is they make money off of people not signing in. It's real simple. If you don't sign in, the only thing you can't see is stuff that's declared grown-ups only. They didn't want to implement a system where you had to sign in to go to YouTube at all. At one time, they made everybody sign in, so this is a bullshit explanation. At one time, to use YouTube, you had to sign up. They kept nagging you. But that got in the way of them doing advertisements, so they stopped doing it. They've tried that already. They already know it's financially dangerous. Them requiring you to state you're a grown-up or a kid so they can put you in general audiences, grown-ups only, and kids only, and get it the fuck over with, which they're already partially doing, wasn't something they were willing to do for financial reasons. Now, here's the real reason I'm going to do. That's why I'm reporting what the other person said. This is what's really going on. This is a blunt instrument to transfer blame to the uploaders and punish us and make us go away because they're already, I'm sorry, but this is something that's got to be said. YouTube is trying to run off the population that made YouTube physically capable of existing. People like you and me uploading random videos on random subjects is the only reason anybody uses YouTube. Now that they've exploited us because we're the product, we're not paying for anything, so we're the product, they don't want us to be the product anymore, they want us to go away. That's not just Alex Jones and Nazi speechwriters. They let you look at the Nazi speech video. You have to sign in. You have to say, I agree to this. There's no comments. They want to restrict a video I do where I show a bright plastic toy gun, if I make one, in the same way, I mean identical, to Nazi propaganda videos, instead of just taking the fucking things down and acknowledging they're trying to get rid of them in the first place. They flag my videos for debunking conspiracy theories as conspiracy theories. Okay, there isn't, again, I've said this before, there's no technical reason for that. What that means is somebody's obviously lying about a technical reason. There is no financial reason for them to not do an age gate. They already had one in place. It was financially devastating in some ways, but it made it to where they could really target their ads and make more money. They don't lose money. So the whistleblower story, I think, is a little bullshit on the whistleblower's part, but the lawyer, the web lawyer, It's an internet lawyer. He's probably a real lawyer. Could be. Because he did something simple. He told me the parts you have to look up. COPPA, Children's Online Privacy Act, FAC, Section E, photos, videos, and audio recordings. Not of kids, just in general. This is like you're recording on the street and someone's privacy is violated, blur their face. Yeah, think that way. Does the amended rule of that year, 2015, prohibit adults, parents, grandparents, teachers, and coaches, remember it doesn't have to be a parent, it has to be a guardian too, from uploading photos or videos or audio recordings or information about children? And the rule is no. If it's an incidental part of a recording or whatever, and you're one of these groups of people, one of these safe harbored groups where it's implied consent that you make the decision. The parent can sue the coach for uploading the video that the kids are saying each other's names if they want to. It can be a privacy violation to have the video taken down, but it's not a violation of the Children's Online Privacy Act, because if your coach or grandparent decides to upload a video, it's on them, not on the website. The website is a safe harbor. It's a safe harbor for the website, remember? But what about us uploaders? Well, again, if you're uploading it and you're one of those people, a group of people that is uploading any data that would violate the child's privacy, it's you, not the website. So if you, the uploader, now remember, if I'm uploading videos, I can be violating COPPA. Okay, fine. But if I'm one of those people, I can't. Now, what if I'm some perv recording kids on the side of the road? Then fuck yeah, it'll apply. And it ain't gonna be no fine. They're gonna be hauling me in saying, we're gonna check your hard drive for erased data. BleachBit doesn't cover it. That makes sense. I'm good with that. Apparently, these revisions in 2015 and 2018 were sanity checks. Let's talk about the other one. 16 CFR Part 312, Children's Online Privacy Protection Rule. It's an adjunct or add-on to the Act. Safe Harbor Program applications. Modifying program requirements. Federal Register Notice. Safe Harbor proposed self-regulatory guidelines, which means you don't have to contact them. Entertainment software rating boards. If you create a rating system, you're in a safe harbor because you're going out of your way to make it to where you're not able to do something. If something's rated, general audience, PG or G, the implication there is it's general audiences. It's not just for kids. So you can't be accused of deliberately targeting children or making target-attracted content to get their information and market shit to them or steal their identity. If you're Disney, you don't have that safe harbor because your absolute primary Disney viewership is kids. However, Amblin Entertainment or whatever offshoot, I think they own Touchstone or something, they put off R-rated movies. It's Disney owned. They put off stuff on that, and that's the same reason. They do not want to have a mixed audience mixed with adult only and kid only. Their kid only stuff has no advertisements on it because it would be a violation of COPPA. Simple. So there should be a third option. No, I'm not marketing to kids. Yes, I'm marketing to kids. And besides no, I'm not marketing to kids, I'm marketing to everybody. And the other one, grown-ups only. If you're doing adult-only content, like only talking about how to build weapons safely and how to test things safely so you can make an air gun and not kill yourself. I mean, you can hurt yourself with an air gun. Basic safety. That's not for kids. But if I make a video on how to make a Nerf gun, do other things, but I also tell you don't do these things because it'll make it dangerous, that's directed at children. If I'm telling people not to modify a Nerf gun, yes, a Nerf gun can actually be altered. Some kids have done this to where it actually hurt them. I mean, it made part of the gun into a projectile and hurt a kid. I'm not kidding, that actually happened. There's some things you don't do to toys. You can weaponize them. This is not good. That's why weaponizing toys videos are grown-ups only. This is already in place. It's not going to cost them any money, and I don't know that this whistleblower idea or story was real. But the third option not being up there is as bad as them not letting us click it unless we sign into the new version of YouTube. It's heckling us for their failure to put in a rating system. YouTube rating system is what they're avoiding, nothing else. They have to do it anyway. They're going to do it eventually. But right now they get to delay it by fucking with us. That's my opinion. Watch the other guy's video. It's not that long. It's a lot shorter than this one. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And yeah, YouTube has an option that doesn't fuck us over.